Welcome to D-ConneXion TV. I'm Donzale Powell with D-Connex LLC. Today we got Abundant Life Adventure Club. Exciting. Okay, let's just say that. I've got with us two people here today that are going to tell us all about it and all about the amazing things that they're doing. I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Claude Walker. I'm a co-founder of Abundant Life Adventure Club.
And I am Dr. Kim Walker. I am his wife and the other co-founder of Abundant Life Adventure Club.
Okay, so we got this dynamic duo going
Yes.
on here. Okay,
Yeah.
so tell me a little bit more about yourselves. Are you from here? Are you in the Nashville, Tennessee area, or?
So I'm originally from Milan, Tennessee, which is in West Tennessee, right outside of
Okay.
Jackson, Tennessee. And I've been in Nashville in and out about for the last 20 years.
Okay.
And I am originally from Memphis, and we have moved around a couple of times, but I have lived in all major areas of Tennessee, and we've been here for the last, 2011, something like that.
Yeah.
How long is that?
Oh, so did you all meet in West Tennessee area, or you met here?
We met in Nashville. I was a student at University of Tennessee. I was here for a party weekend,
Wow.
and I met Claude.
And I had just graduated from Crumlin University, and she's a part of Delta Sigma Theta. I'm a part of Omega Psi Phi. So kind of that's how we linked
We
up.
have a lot of mutual friends.
Oh my goodness, that is amazing. Now, also one last question on this tip. I'm just kind of curious. So when you lived in West Tennessee, did you get outside much? Were you always liking, outdoors?
Not
or
at all.
no? Okay, no.
Not at all.
And what about for you?
With me, not really like outdoors, but I play sports. So like just your urban sports, football, basketball type stuff.
Yeah, I guess I could say that that's where my background is. And actually now, I'm sure we'll talk about it later. My answer to that question is somewhat kind of, what does it mean to be outdoorsy? Because I mean, we went to like urban parks growing up, and I ran track as well. So I spent a lot of time outside. But I guess even sometimes now I still don't consider myself growing up outdoorsy.
Yes.
Kind of depends on how you define it, really.
Gotcha. So tell me about Abundant Life Adventure Club. What is it? How did it start? Who had the first inkling and nudge and said, "Hey, just tell me how that happened."
Well, Abundant Life Adventure Club. So we are a venture travel company and we help Black professionals and entrepreneurs break away from the hustle through community, group travel, and also curated outdoor events.
Yeah, so we basically want to help people break away from the hustle bustle in life so that fun, connection, and self-care does not take the back seat, so it doesn't get lost. I'm sure you understand, Donzale, when you get into your routine and you're going here and there, and sometimes it can be hard to make time for yourself. If you're working full time, you're side hustling, main hustling, family, it can just get busy. So that's kind of been our focus, is really helping particularly Black people in our community to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. It's really important to take that break very frequently. So we actually have curated outdoor adventures based in Nashville every single week. Even when we're on our travel retreats, we still plan something every single week so that it's intentional and people can make it a part of their routine.
Now, when did you all start? How long have you all been doing this?
So this actually is our fourth year, right?
2018.
Yeah, so in 2017, we went through like a major lifestyle change and we lost a combined like 140 pounds. So, we wanted to, you're welcome. Well, thank you. I said, but thank you. So what happened is we were trying to find like different ways that we can continue to stay motivated and and not get burnt out on just going to the regular gym. So honestly, Kim, she actually found the outdoors for us. So yeah, she really did. And like she would go, like she found these hikes online and she would go to these hikes out in these rural areas and I wouldn't be there. So she would like hit me back and she would be losing signal and I'm trying to get in contact with her. She going the wrong way. So now I'm scared for her being out there like this. So really, I really got brought along because I was wanting to make sure that she was okay. But then in the process, I fell in love with the outdoors, and it became my purpose.
So I'll tell my version of the story.
Okay.
It's similar, but um, I basically was like, I'm about to live my best life out here.
Yes.
And and like Claude said, we went through this major lifestyle change. You know, I knew that like we needed to get outside the gym, we needed to have something fun we're doing, have some variety, and really try to have some community as well. But I was like, I'm about to live my best life. I'm done with graduate school now, and I keep hearing about Tennessee having waterfalls. I've lived from Memphis to Knoxville to Nashville. I haven't seen these. I didn't know we had waterfalls. So that's really where my discovery of like nature really came from. And I was like, I'm going on this hike no matter who's coming with me. And of course, none of my friends could come. Claude was going out of town somewhere else. I don't think he wanted to go anyway. So I found one of the state parks had a guided hike, and I drove over 2 hours by myself in the rain, nervous.
Oh my.
I had the best time, and I I was like, I don't know, some app, probably Marco Polo or something, where I was like, look at what I'm doing, you're missing out. And I did that a few times, and he was like, let me see what she doing.
Yeah, and you know, and what we noticed when we started to go out there, we noticed there was a lack of black people that was in the outdoors, and like we would go places, and sometimes we would be the only black person, or we'll see one more black person, and we'd be like, hey, just happy to see one another. So like we wanted to share those things, like she said, with our family, friends, and even like when some of my family didn't come out, like that was actually a blessing in disguise because that made us go further and wanted to share it with black people. We want to share this goodness and this nature that God has provided all of us.
Yeah, so it definitely helped transform our lives. It was our solution, and we just wanted to share that because out of everyone, we feel like black people really need it. We're having a lot of stuff going on,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
in addition to, just having different health disparities that affect us at increased rates. You, you add on pressures from the pandemic, socially, politically, people were experiencing so much loss. I mean, Abundant Life Adventure Club had already started at that time, but we definitely took it to the next level.
Pick it in gear.
It's like we need to really be serving our community in this way to allow our community to have this mechanism to unplug and to be around people that we can relate to and to share these stories, and to feel seen and heard and to disconnect and not feel awkward, because it's not helping you if you go outside and it's stressful being out there. Right? It's not going to help your stress. It's not a wellness activity if it's stressful to go out there.
Yes. So, if you will, give me some examples. Let's start with what types of adventures have you had or planning on doing so that people can really get an idea. Oh, this is kind of what they're talking about when they say outdoors or
Yeah.
releasing kind of that tension and unplugging.
So some of the things that we do, obviously we hike, we bike, we kayak, we whitewater raft, we horseback ride, we do
Zip
yoga, zip line. We do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Anything that you can almost think of that kind of falls under the umbrella of adventure, we probably have done it or we're about to do it. Rock climbing, we do some camping. We do some really amazing just waterfall hikes and meditations. We really like to incorporate or infuse wellness kind of components into our adventures. So when we go on a hike, for instance, we will pick one of the most beautiful points on the hikes that's scenic. We'll take a pause, we'll have people sit down and we do a meditation. We incorporate some breath work and affirmations, and it's just our moment to really stop, take in everything that nature has to offer for us and refocus our minds. And it's just such a refreshing experience adding that into our adventures.
Yep.
We added we stepped our adventure game up basically because our community, we're growing. We've been adventuring for a couple years. People are like, we want to start going on adventures in other places now.
They said we want to get ready and get out and travel.
So we're like, okay, we're all about, we want to give the people what they want. So we actually offer a few trips at this time. And some we've been considering retiring, but our community is like, no, we still want that. So we offer a mountaintop hiking adventure in North Carolina. It's really amazing. We go on top of a mountain at like 6,600 feet in elevation. So all you see as far as the eye,
Rolling
it's
hills.
rolling mountains. And we sit up there and we meditate. And we have another hike where we go to a base of a waterfall and we meditate there. It's just such an amazing, refreshing, rejuvenating, all the things type of experience. We have a rainforest adventure in Puerto Rico that we have coming up. And then we are taking it all the way big
To Africa.
to Africa.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, so a trip to South Africa and Ghana. So we're definitely going to see, we're going to safari, we're going to see some of the wonders of the world, the largest waterfall in the world. Like we're
Ready.
yes, we're going to that level.
Ready.
We're going to that level of adventure now.
Yes, I love it. So we'll circle back around to the trips. But as far as your typical, I guess more standard adventures that you have, what would you say what's your top three? What's your most requested that people are like, hey, when's the next one of these? What do people like the most?
Waterfalls.
Waterfalls.
So
Yeah.
waterfalls is the most popular. I think the reason why our waterfalls is the most popular because for one, a lot of people don't get to see them, and a lot of people that lived in Tennessee didn't know they were here. And when you, it's something about a waterfall when you get close to it and the water's just gushing down and you feel the breeze and the mist, and it's just a calming effect on this like that comes over your body.
Yes, so I agree. So I born and raised Nashville area, definitely been from Tennessee. I had not been to a waterfall until somebody that was not from here, from Georgia, came and wanted to do a photo shoot there. And they took me down there and I'm like, this
Yeah.
is like, and I love water. Like I
Yeah.
consider myself a water, like any kind of forms of water, I love. And I was just in awe, like, oh my goodness, I've been missing out on this my whole life. And my parents they're from the country.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you should have been showing me this my
Yeah.
whole life. But
It feels like a different world.
It
It feels like you're not in Tennessee.
yeah.
I know a lot of times people go on vacation to do those things, but we have those type of places really close to home. It's really a jewel that we have to be like 90 minutes away from a land of waterfalls, really.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we even tell people is like you can go out on an adventure, you can do things that you do on vacation, but still be back for brunch.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
one of the things we do.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I like kind of framing it like that. So they unplug, but it's not necessary for them to always unplug the whole day. Like you
Right.
get your little time.
We call them micro adventures.
Yes.
So that way it makes it a lot easier to fit it into your regular routine, your regular life, that you can get up on a Saturday morning, have an amazing adventure, and like you said, be back. You don't have to invest days and weeks, take off all this time from work, and really you get more of a wellness effect when you can do it more frequently.
And I think one of the things that we do well is our planning. So basically, with our planning, you don't have to like bring anything but yourselves and the right clothes to wear. And we try to tell you what to wear. We do all the planning from like where we're meeting at. We do the recon on the trail so we know where we're going. We just try to like provide everything and all the information so when you come, you can have fun. Because the worst thing is to come out somewhere and have the wrong shoes or have the wrong clothes. And if it would have been a good time, it's not going to be a good time because your feet hurt.
Yeah.
So
So it makes sense. Now you all know I've been on several of your adventures before, and definitely have loved them. One of the things that I think was out of the box for me, I had never been water rafting before. I can swim, but just the thought
Right.
on the whitewater is just a little different, but had a great time. Like literally had a great time. And then even learning more. I think you all do a really good job of teaching while we're out there. So even really knowing usually it's not even really that deep. Yes, it's a current, but
Right.
typically it's not like you're in the ocean or anything like that. And they teach you how to, if you do fall in, what to do in order, so stuff like that to me is invaluable because who knows? I might get dropped in the river tomorrow. I don't know. It just could happen.
Right.
Not
Right.
and being aware of the things that you just normally we would not be exposed to, we would not hear, we would not know to do.
Right.
Like that.
Just a little bit of knowledge really can help add a lot of ease to people's worries or fears. And, we try to add all the gear that someone would need. So you're pretty much just showing up. Even when we go bike riding around the city, we try to even bring bikes. Or
Our camp out. So even with our camp
you
out,
don't need a tent.
yeah, we're going to provide all the everything that you need, from the tents to the sleeping bags to even from the food to the hiking poles to the kayak, whatever you need, we're going to bring it out.
Even to someone lighting the fire and putting the tent up for you. We call it camp concierge because that's just the way that I discovered that I like to camp.
Give them a little taste.
Yeah.
But not where they have to do it. But it's like
not roughing.
So. Yeah. We don't
not roughing it person. Now tell me, because I know you all have been acknowledged several places. So if you can, I know there's outdoor adventure, world and all of those things. Tell me a little bit about some of the things that people have recognized you over these last few years for.
So we in 2021 we won the Adventurers of the Year in Blue Ridge magazine, and that's a pretty big deal. So we're very happy because of that. This year we were Reader's Choice 2022 USA Today, the second best adventure travel company in the United States. So that's pretty big. What else do we got?
Well, last year we placed in number 3 best adventure travel company. So we've been recognized by USA Today twice, and then Adventure of the Year. And we've just had a number of other publications that we've been featured in, from Essence to Yahoo News to most recently in Self. So we just are continuing to spread our message and just trying to get people to tap into the power of the outdoors and, of course, adventure with us.
I love that. I love your growth. I know. So you touched on a little bit, kind of pre-COVID versus after. Now, of course, when COVID first kicked up, everybody, of course, was sitting in the house eating, and that was pretty much or watching TV or Netflix or something like that. Like, really, what else were most people gonna do? And then people did start to get restless. I think people, especially people that are extroverts, they were just about to just tear something down if they couldn't get out of the house. So you all offered an opportunity where you could be out in fresh air. So kind of tell me kind of what that transition looked like. And then you also touched on the numbers kind of picking up. So how much and whether
so initially we started off once a month, doing activities once a month. We started off as a meetup group with once a month activities, and we started growing to twice a month. But when the pandemic, like the height of it, because we're kind of still in it. So we said, we're going to do smaller groups every week. Initially, the plan was to do that for like a month. But who really knew what was going to happen?
And I don't want to cut out. Well, I do mean to cut you off on a bag up. So when COVID hit, it shut everything down. It shut us down.
Actually, we did shut down because the parks closed.
Parks closed. It shut everything down. So what it did, it made us kind of like reevaluate what we were doing, right? So it was like our business actually looked one way, totally different from what it is now. And that was a blessing in disguise as well, because it forced us to change, but it also forced us to actually start making our community stronger. So we did this Venture Out Challenge that we had everybody participating in. We were able to get some sponsors that were giving us like different shoes and different things that we can have for prizes at the end of each week. So that kind of helped. And then when the park started, that's when we start rolling. So
Yeah. Then we went to every week, and at one point we were going every week, Saturday and Sunday, because we were trying to keep the group size small, help
Right.
people to be able to spread out more
Be
and feel
more comfortable.
comfortable. But after that, there was really no turning back. Like after so long, like, okay, we'll do another month of every week. And then people were like, no, this is the way it's gonna go. So we still continue with that adventuring every single week, and
So
it
49 out of 52 weeks of the year, weekends of the year, we're doing something.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we have around 200 members in our membership community, but across just our subscribers, because we have different events that are open to non-members. It's really closer to around 1,500, primarily all Black professionals in Nashville. So it's been fun.
Now, you touched on earlier a little bit about meditation at different places, or throughout an adventure, maybe taking that break to have that time to slow it down and all of those things. So tell me a little bit more about your background, because again, I've been at some of the adventures and I always thought, man, she does an excellent job. So, but it made complete sense with your profession. So kind of tell the people a little bit about that so that they can kind of get a grasp.
Yeah, so my professional training, I'm a doctor of occupational therapy. So, and really even still, I it's just kind of been the way that God has ordered my life. But just in general, the therapeutic effects of nature, of wellness, of self-care, self-management, those are all things that are really, really important, and really valuable. So, and my undergrad is really in like exercise science. So even kind of looking more into the science of why the outdoors is so good for you. It's just something that has really resonated and something that I want to share. And Claude has a health coaching background, that
Awesome.
we kind of share that as well. So just really being able to encourage people to get outside of their comfort zones, try new things, and even just that is so good for you in so many other ways that translates into other areas of your life. Like if you practice getting outside of your comfort zone, maybe in recreation, what about when you go to work? How you have flexed that muscle some and you get a little bit more comfortable with getting out of your comfort zone and trying new things and building that courage up. So
I was just going to ask you. So, what are some of the more standard, I guess, pushback that you might get from people that typically would not be outdoors, typically, especially not just for play, other than
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
to the car, walk in the building.
right.
Other than that,
Right.
that people would come with, and then how have you kind of combated that, or at least showed them opportunities versus just thinking, ah, bugs or
Right.
whatever it could
Right.
be.
There's been the Black people don't do that.
Right.
That I feel like at this point, certainly here in this area, I feel like that is dying down because we're out showing that
Black
we
people do that.
we do everything, So Black people don't do that. The bugs, the heat, just being in the woods. Your mama or somebody, big mama probably said, "Don't go out there," because to them that was true. Like it was unsafe. So all the things that people are talking about, they really come from a real place.
Right.
But things are different. So
Right. So, and the real place she's really talking about is basically like we were not allowed in parks before 1964.
that was against the
It
law
was
in a
against
lot
the
of
law.
places.
And her dad was 13 before he was able to even go to, a park,
A state park.
a state park. And with that said, like a lot of the stigmas, being in the woods and the things that Black people went through continued to stay. Now, also, it still was a real place because even though we were allowed to go to these state parks were in rural America, so which is in where the white people live at, right? So that doesn't mean that their minds and their thoughts changed because this law changed, and that doesn't mean that black people minds changed because this law changed. So there always been some type of disconnect between there, and that's where I feel like we've been trying to like combat this because we have members where their mom and dad were like, "Y'all out there in the woods, you sure? Are you okay?" So
Yeah.
it's just like that mental block we're trying to move out the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
So by providing, knowledge and the community, people feel safer in numbers. We show up 30 people.
Right.
Right.
Right. That's helpful. And then
Right.
just from hearing you all talk, I can kind of cut up a little bit, but it makes me think about some of the movies. Just think about what we watched
Yeah.
over the years.
Right.
Who was always pretty much the person
Right.
who was to be killed and we
Right.
were the ones
Right.
of it.
Right.
So I
Right.
totally get it.
Yes.
So tell me, we're winding down here. I just want to know is there anything else that you would like to share just about the club, things that you're doing, and also how can people find you?
So
We. Oh, go ahead.
about the club, so we have a series called Black Joy in Nature, where we're celebrating Black people out in nature. So that's one of the series we have ongoing right now, and we'll continue to have that going.
Yeah, so every month we have a different adventure. It's open to non-members, and we are really just getting together to celebrate our joy, our wellness, just our collective being, and just how it's just a whole vibe. When we get our people together outside doing things that are just fun because it's just so much going on in the world. So we'd love for people to come and come and invite their friends and come out to that. It'll be a fun time, and of course to check out our trips.
Yes.
And we are trying to take Black people to Africa.
Right.
And you can find us online. We're at abundantlifeadventure.club. We have all kind of photos and videos on our website so people can kind of see.
Get an idea.
That's really important. So people can get an idea, see what it's like to go on some of our experiences, see some of the places that we're going. And we are on social media. He knows the handles better than me.
Social media. It's our name, Abundant Life Adventure Club on Instagram, and Facebook is Abundant Life Adventure Club.
So and that's another place we try to make that be kind of like our show and tell, so people can see what it's like, kind of feel it, and kind of help break down some of the scaries about it.
And real quick, what are there certain age restraints in different areas? I know you said primarily professionals, but are there some that are open to kids?
Yeah, so in general, the club, our members can bring guests, and 10 and up. So
Okay, gotcha.
kind of can handle some of the activities. So a lot of our activities are family friendly.
But our trips, they're all adult.
Yeah, and the
Got it.
camp out is adult.
Got it. Well, I hope everyone goes, checks out your website, checks out what's going on, get registered, get out there, get outside.
Yes.
Definitely appreciate you both for coming on today. I appreciate it. Hopefully, again, the more that people get out, the more that they can start to have those woosah moments and unplug.
Yes.
So thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. And thank you again for tuning in to D-ConneXion TV, and we will see you next time.